Very nice to welcome back to Sports Byline an American hero, Natalie Coughlin, the Olympian. She is live at the America's Cup right here in San Francisco representing Omega. Natalie, how you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing fine, thank you so much. And we'll get to the America's Cup in just a second. But what's going on with our Raiders, Natalie?
Not so good. But I was at the Steeler game, which was amazing, and I got to address the crowd, and that was a fantastic game. But I guess I just need to keep going to games because I think me and my fellow Olympians were lucky charms.
Yeah, I would think so. Maybe we should pay you to show up. And I guess I won't bring up the Cal Bears then either, huh?
Oh, I know, right?
Yeah, let's forget about football for a second. Let's talk about the America's Cup because you know what? Even the most hardened sports fan, and I know you're one as well, when you hear America's Cup, you kind of think, well, geez, I don't know if I really get it. It's kind of a sport for kings, rich guys, and how do I even know who's winning? So maybe you can give us a little primer on what should we look for when we're looking out on the bay?
You know, I am just excited to be out there because I really don't know a ton about America's Cup either. But, I'm part of Team Omega, and Omega is also the official watch of Team New Zealand. So I'm going to be the sixth woman on the boat, so I'm going to get to learn firsthand what the America's Cup is really all about. I can't wait.
Yes, I have heard that they're required to take someone, and maybe someone who's a neophyte or not in the racing world. I've seen reporters and actors and things, and you basically have to listen to each and every command. You have to roll one side or the other. You're not really going for a ride. You're participating, aren't you?
Yeah, I know. So I'm excited that it's a nice day, and I'm hoping that I won't embarrass us and, fall in the water or something.
Well, I got to say, of all the people who ever has to fall in the water, I think Natalie Coughlin will be okay in the water, knock on wood.
I'm confident enough to swim, but I want to help out as much as possible and hopefully not hinder my team.
Well, you know what's funny, Natalie, is that you talk about Team New Zealand, and that's the other thing about the America's Cup. Whether the boat is from Korea or the United States or Great Britain, Italy, wherever, that doesn't mean that there are Koreans on the Korean ship. It doesn't mean that there are Kiwis on the new. It's amazing how many of these guys have nothing to do with the country of their sponsorship.
Right. I know. I am excited just to learn all about America's Cup because I've been hearing about it, for the past couple of years, and I know so many people are so excited here in San Francisco, and I can't wait to participate and truly learn what it's all about.
Another thing I think is interesting about the America's Cup, because I remember when I was in college, it was all about Dennis Conner and how the United States had never lost, and the skipper who loses the cup, the stand upon which it's placed will be replaced by his head. It's something. It was something that we just couldn't lose, and I think we all got kind of caught up in that, and then it sort of went on the periphery for a while America did lose the cup. But now that it's come back, I think it's funny, from Dennis Conner to the skippers I see now, they don't look like, I don't know, maybe I'm expecting an athlete or a head coach type. They all seem very, very confident and very quiet guys, and they don't look like these General Patton type of leaders, but these guys are very astute technicians, aren't they?
They are. And, it's going to be very extreme experience, so I can't wait.
So as an Omega ambassador, and we all know the watch company, and Omega has been a part of, timing for forever. You always see Omega timing there. And when they say, yes, you're an ambassador, and we need you to go out to the America's Cup, and then they say, oh, yeah, by the way, you're getting on the catamaran, did you say, wait a minute, I didn't sign up for this?
I was just excited. I would have done it for free, but now I'm doing it for my sponsor, Omega. So it's one of those great chances to blend my job with something incredibly unique and fun, like hopefully really fun. But yeah, I've worked with Omega because they've been the official timekeeper of the Olympics, and swimming, everything comes down to 1/100th of a second. And since they are the sponsor of Team New Zealand, I get to be a guest on their boat.
A couple more questions for Natalie Coughlin, and we know that you've got 12 Olympic medals, and that ties the most all time for most decorated U.S. female Olympian. And as I said, as an East Bay guy myself, we're all quite proud of you. Every American is proud of you from Athens to Beijing. And I think it's great that you did make the team in London and you did medal. And when you kind of see this next generation of swimmers coming, and, I'm probably at this point they seem like babies, but we see this new generation coming, was it kind of nice to step back and know that while the new generation had come in, that you were still part of the team?
Yeah, I think a lot of people are expecting me to just move on and retire and welcome in the new generation of swimmers and all this other stuff, which I am excited for the future of USA Swimming because we do have so many youngsters that are doing well. But I just, simply put, I just did not have a very good season last season. I learned a lot from it, and I just need to change my training up a little bit, and I do want to continue to swim, and I think I will be even better in the future just knowing what I know based on the past 20 years of experience that I have.
Well, it's interesting, Natalie, when I was watching the Olympics and seeing, because you were, backstroke, freestyle, individual medley, and maybe you might have extra races that day that somebody else doesn't, and I would see a race and I'd think, well, some guy's getting back into the pool an hour later and the other person might have had 2 days off. I guess that's all part of your planning when you go into it, thinking, how tired am I going to be and do I want to risk it?
Yeah, I learned, in Beijing, I did 6 events, and I swam nearly every session.
Wow.
With between prelims and semifinals and finals, and that's a lot. So I do know that the next, however many years I'm going to be swimming, I'm not going to swim 6 events. I'm not going to try and swim 6 events. But it will be interesting for me just to focus maybe on freestyle or just focus on backstroke and really specialize. And I think that will be good for me. And it'll be something new and something to look forward to because I will go into a race not be as broken down as I have been in the past.
Well, when you think about it, we talk about the next generation, and it's funny you take a step back and look in the mirror. I mean, look at yourself. You're still a kid. I mean, it's all.
I know. I'm only 30. Talk about me like I'm, like senior citizen or something.
Well, should we watch for you knock on wood, but should we watch for you in Brazil?
That's something I'm still trying to figure out. I love swimming. I absolutely love swimming, and I love the training aspect of it. Like, I think so many professional athletes, that's the hardest part for them is the day-to-day training, and for whatever reason, that's my favorite part. So I think that makes my decision to continue a little easier. That being said, I am not a spring chicken, and at some point I want a family, but I just don't think that's in the cards, at least immediately. So why not keep swimming?
And finally, Natalie, I've always I always ask this of swimmers, and I remember when Janet Evans was doing so well, and we know she went to Stanford. We'll kind of keep that under the radar, but she was so good, and they did a test on her measuring the way she takes in oxygen and her white blood cells and red blood cells, and it found out that she was almost like a fish, that she didn't need as much oxygen as a normal human being. Have they ever done any kind of weird tests like that on you? And are you different than the rest of us?
I mean, any of the differences that I have is, I think, solely based on years and years of training and training from a very, very young age. But I did VO2 max tests back in the day and all the extra science. And I think sometimes we get a little too focused on the science of it. What I'm good at is maximizing my efficiency and my power in the water. Because I'm not the biggest swimmer. I'm 5'8", which is tall for a normal human being, but for a swimmer, that's very, very short. So what I do differently is I'm really technically proficient in the water, and I have a good feel for the water, and I'm able to maximize what God gave me.
That's one of the greatest Olympians of all time, Natalie Coughlin. Natalie, best of luck on Team New Zealand. And if you beat the United States, don't feel bad because the United States ship is filled with Kiwis, too. So what does it matter?
Perfect.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right. I'm Rick Tittle. We'll take a quick break. We'll come on back, talk a little baseball.